Hey, what's up guys? This is YGO Silence coming at you guys with another one of my deck profiles. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my Pendulum Lockdown deck. Now this deck is kind of an interesting take off the Pendulum Magician archetype, and the new set that came out gave it a lot of good support. And I noticed a certain synergy it has with kind of an older spellcaster card that's very effective at locking down your opponents. I think this deck could be competitive in the Link format, but the main reason I picked up, that I felt good about picking up Pendulum Magicians, is I still think it's going to be competitive if you play Zark Magicians, because you're not summoning a lot from the extra deck in the Pendulum style, and Zark actually gets a buff in the Link format because you can't kaiju him. So this deck is kind of just something fun to play with until Link format comes out, and then I'll switch over to a Zark variant. But anyway, let's get right into the video. Now to start off, you run 3 Astrograph Sorcerer and 1 Stargazer. So the reason I play this is kind of for the combo. You run kind of the Astrograph engine, quote unquote, because you put Astrograph in your scale, you pop it, and then you put a Stargazer. So you immediately have an Astrograph in your extra deck to kind of work with. Next, play 3 Chronograph, 1 Time Gazer. Same deal with Chronograph and Time Gazer. You pop Chronograph to put Time Gazer in your scales. So that's kind of how it works. Finally, you kind of run another similar one. 3 Harmonizing and 1 Tuning. This is, you run Tuning in there for your rank 5 plays, just in case. And rank 8s, you know, because you have 7s, rank 7s, stuff like that. That you could kind of mix and match with in the deck. I do recommend running the Speedroid rank 5. I forget what it's called, but the one that can make multiple attacks per turn. It's really good in those OTKs. I do not own one, so you won't see that in my extra deck. Next, run 3 Skull Crobat, 3 Wisdom Eye. These cards really just brought the deck to a new level, really powered up this deck. It allowed it to be much more consistent, more effective. You can almost turn 1 drop this lock, you know, 9 out of 10 times. It's extremely effective. 3 Dharma Eye. I like this because it's rank 7, so I could do my rank 7 plays. And you guys may have caught a glimpse, of the lockdown card. So you run 2 Sorcerer of Dark Magic. This is kind of the fun point of the deck, alright? It's kind of absurd, but it really is very effective at locking your opponent down. I love Sorcerer of Dark Magic. It really is a great older card that just does incredible work. And so the way you play this deck is you try to drop Sorcerer of Dark Magic turn 1 as quick as possible, and then get your field spell out. You also run 3 Gores. Gores is the only card I'm really unsure of in this deck. You could switch it out for Duelist Alliance. You could switch it out for a different hand trap of your choice. I did not spring for Duelist Alliance because it's expensive. I'm not doing any Nationals play, and frankly, it wasn't worth using the card for just a few months. So I run Gores instead. You could also one of the cards you could possibly put in is Sword of the 7 Stars, because you do have a lot of level 7s in this deck that you kind of work with. All right, next we go into the spells. 3 Secret Village of the Spellcasters and 3 Terraforming. So the objective behind this deck is to drop Sorcerer of Dark Magic with Secret Village. Alright, and that means your opponent can't play traps and they can't play spells. So it becomes very, very difficult to out that board, especially because Sorcerer is a 3200 beater. Alright, you can't out Sorcerer with spells because Secret Village, and you can't out Secret Village with traps because Sorcerer. And so suddenly it gets very, very difficult for your opponent to out this board, and they do a ton of damage. I think it's highly effective, and it is definitely very good. 3-star Pendulum Graph, very good card. You're popping stuff with Wisdom Eye, with Astrograph, with Chronograph, and so you're able to search with Pendulum Graph, and also that means you can't, your magicians cannot be targeted, or your spellcasters in general cannot be targeted by spells or effects, so that means they can't pop it with a Dryden, for example. Which is kind of a problem if you don't have it out. So that's just another field spell type card. 3 Allure for draw power, and 2 Pendulum Call. So Pendulum Call is kind of a last ditch effort. Yeah, you get 2 magicians, but it completely ends your play. It's not good. It's kind of a last resort card, and I'd have 2 in the deck just in case, but I don't like using it. Okay, now we're going into our extra deck. So to start off, 2 Enlightenment Paladin, 1 Arcanite. So Arcanite is good sometimes. You know, it's the rank 7 I run. Works well with a Chronograph and a Tuning Magician. It's just, you know, it's a good, effective card to play with. I prefer going into Enlightenment. This does have very good Magician Pendulum Monster Synergy. You could add stuff from your grave, you know. It does... It's very good for OTKs, you know, just taking stuff out. Enlightenment's one of my favorite cards in this deck. 1 Stardust, 1 Ignister Prominence. It's a very, very good card. You know, Ignister's scary. People are scared of Ignister for a lot of good reasons. Alright. You run 2 Time Star. Time Star is part of the combo that I will show you guys after this video that kind of shows you guys like why this deck is so effective and why it is actually very easy to get Sorcerer of Dark Magic even though you run 2, because you could search it with Time Star. 1 Tornado, 1 Castel, 3 of the Utopia Engine, 1 Big Eye. So there are only 13 cards in this extra deck. Cards I would change. I would add another Big Eye, and I would possibly add Chambara. Chambara was the name. Add Chambara to just kind of work around some of that stuff. But other than that, you know... Oh, Crystal Wing. Yes, add Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing is coming out in the Battles of Legends set on tomorrow. So I think it's going to be very easy to get that card in there, and Crystal Wing's beastly. Alright, so anyway, let's show you guys this combo. Alright, to start off, you have, you know, a lot of these cards in there that are just... They're searches, alright? Wisdom Eye, Joker, you know... The main point of this, though, is to get 1 Harmonizing, 1 Astrograph, and 1 Chronograph, alright? But a lot of stuff in this deck searches. So if you can get to these cards, or if you could get similar, or if you could search with Wisdom Eye for any of these, alright? Set scales, alright? Pop, set them in your extra deck, alright? Then summon, if I can find them, summon Time Gazer and Stargazer. Alright, so it's a high and a low, so it's 1 and 8, so it's pretty good. Alright, Pendulum, 3. Effective Harmonizing. Alright, from here you summon Wisdom Eye. Wisdom Eye also works with this, so that's kind of nice. You don't have to run a separate rank 4 Magician to go into Time Star. Xyz, Time Star, Detach. Then you get to search Sorcerer of Dark Magic. Sack off these 2. That's not the graveyard. Sorcerer of Dark Magic. Alright, and so this is kind of a good field. From here, if you, let's say, had the field spell in hand, which happens a lot considering you have 3 Terraforming, 3 the field spell. If you have Star Pendulum Graph, stuff like that, that allows you to work with this field and makes your opponent, you know, impossible to play around. So this deck is very fun. It's effective. It's good at what it does. I'm not gonna win any regionals. You know, I'm kind of going at some fun decks. By the way, guys, the next few days it's gonna be a blur. I'm gonna post a ton of content because Battles of Legend is coming out. I'm gonna probably update few decks, make a new deck. Very excited for this set. I would highly recommend you guys pick up one. But this deck, very fun. I've been playing it in my locals recently. It's a blast. People don't expect to see you drop a Sorcerer of Dark Magic, and it's kind of trolly. I really do enjoy it. But anyway, guys, that's my video today. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.